Comedy tastes keep evolving. What was funny 5 years ago may not be funny anymore. There was a time when audiences found bigotry, fat-shaming, transphobia funny. But jokes like that don't seem to land punches anymore. They could get you in trouble. And seeing the intolerance these days, they might even get you cancelled. Friends actress Jennifer Aniston seems to be aware of that fact. And in a recent interview, she said, and I'm quoting, "There is a whole generation of people, kids, who are now going back to episodes of Friends and find them offensive." She admitted that the writers should have thought it through. Well, the actress is not wrong. Youngsters do find the hit 90s sitcom offensive. And why is that? Well, there are plenty of reasons. Number one being a serious lack of inclusivity. The show features a group of friends living in New York, the area which is a melting pot of people of all ethnicities, and yet all the 6 lead characters were white. There was no representation for people of color. Across the 10 seasons and 236 episodes, the show rarely featured actors of color in prominent roles. The likes of Lauren Tom, Gabriel Union, Mark Ansellos, and Craig Robinson appeared in small supporting roles. Meanwhile, Aisha Tyler, the most prominent actor of color featured on the series, only starred in 9 episodes. So how do creators David Crane and Marta Kauffman explain this? Kauffman felt so embarrassed and even guilty over the lack of diversity that she set up a professorship in African and African American Studies at Brandeis University. She donated $4 million to the cause, if it's any compensation. Meanwhile, actress Lisa Kudrow defended the show, and this is what she said. For shows, especially when it's going to be a comedy that's character-driven, you write what you know. They have no business writing stories about the experiences of being a person of color. Now, I leave it to you if you find this explanation reasonable. And let's now move on to another reason why viewers find Friends offensive: the incessant fat phobia. The show, you see, features a flashback version of Courtney Cox's character, Monica Geller. This old version is supposed to be ugly because of her obesity. Her weight became the subject of laughter. She became the punchline for many jokes. She was always seen with snacks in her hands. This earlier version of Monica Geller became nothing but a cocoon from which the real Monica emerged. The thin Monica. The Monica who managed to trap a guy into marriage, which her friends thought she could never do. Why? Because she was overweight. And what message did that send out? That it's okay for people to mistreat you if you have a couple of extra pounds? That nobody can actually love you or marry you until you have a particular size? How can the creators explain this? Well, that's not even all. What about the homophobia? On the face of it, Friends had openly gay and trans characters, but can we really ignore the implicit hate against these characters? The male lead characters of Friends showed noted discomfort and disdain towards the LGBTQ community. Nearly any time a gay character was brought up, it was played for laughter. Matthew Perry's character, Chandler, was averse to his transgender parent. David Schwimmer, as Ross, hated his lesbian wife for choosing a woman over him. The show also used gay panic for cheap laughter. The most on-the-nose depiction was in the episode, the one with the nap partners. In this installment, Joey and Ross accidentally fall asleep together. Their so-called traumatic cuddle highlights their homophobia. What exactly happened to bromance? As if that wasn't enough, there was a lot of kissing without consent as well. Questionable behavior among the friends, objectifying women inappropriate jokes on different ethnicities, including Indians. You remember Phoebe's imaginary boyfriend, Vikram Mukherjee, who was into kite business? Jennifer Aniston also said that earlier people make fun of life. They could crack jokes on bigots, but now they are not allowed to do that. What do you think about this? Is it okay to make fun of people's insecurities? Is it okay to crack jokes on matters like ethnicity and bigotry? Is this justified? And are people right in calling out the sitcom for its so-called offensive humor? What are your thoughts? WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.